Hey guys, welcome to iNVision Prototypes. I'm Nick. I'd like to introduce you to the roof skin. Roof skin, YouTube viewers. YouTube viewers, roof skin. So, easy there. You okay? You look a little tipsy. You're nodding? Okay, good. Okay. Anyway, as I was saying guys, this is going to be the roof skin eventually for that hot rod over there. We have to develop almost a 4-inch crown within this panel to fit properly on the buck. And as you can see, the panel's over 5 feet long, so it's going to be quite a challenge. To get this started, we're going to take and break the panel lengthways, and that'll give us some shape so we can hold the panel up. It's a heavy panel as you're wheeling. It's 20 gauge material. It's quite a bit there, obviously. So to hold it up properly, and if we try just wheeling it the way it is, we'll have a mess right from the beginning. So by breaking that, I think you remember seeing me run the rubber wheel over the other panels there. It kind of gives you a starting point for the curvature, and then it helps you wheel it out. Now in regards to the wheeling pattern, we're not going to do a crisscross pattern. So if you took 2 rulers, 2 identical straight edges, and hold them perpendicular to each other, you have a certain amount of contact surface area from the anvils. If you take and turn those rulers on a bit of a diagonal, you'll see that the contact surface area increases just a bit, and it helps speed up the process of wheeling this panel out. It also creates a bit of a smoother finish in the end. Let's get started, guys. Okay. Move it over a bit. The same way your way. Watch the wheel behind you. Okay, that's going to be it. You don't want too much.
Okay.
Yeah, let's pick it up and see how it feels.
Feels good.
So we're going to mark this as the back here. It's going to put a little dot. Now, if you look from the side, if you stand over here, most of the crown is right here in the roof at this point.
Yeah.
And that's about 2 feet from the back, which is right there. Okay? So I'm going to put a dot. Okay, 1 inch off.
Just so that you have something to reference with. That's roughly 2 feet.
It's 24 inches exactly.
See?
That was 1 inch off this way. Okay. Done. So most of the crown's going to happen here. So as you see, I just put a single dot here just to indicate where we need to wheel. And we're going to be doing a 16 by 16 inch square and wheeling that square diagonally. Then after we take a break, we'll grow that square out further to about a 24 by 24 inch square. And again, wheel that out diagonally. And just keep progressing upwards until we get the crown that we need. This roof, majority of the crown is at the back, not at the front. We don't want this big bulge at the front and then the back go down straight. It comes up from the front, bulges at the back through here, and then drops down. Okay, and then this way, 16 by 16. And we'll just probably wheel up this first square and take a break because it's going to be quite intense. About there. Okay, we're not doing some crazy pressure, just nice light pressure, light to medium pressure. Left arm up a little bit. Yep, that's perfect. Something, not a big.
On the other side.
I think so. Okay, turn a little bit. And now, oops, no, not quite. There we go. So we have the weight of the sheet pulling down on top of the anvil as well. So that's helping stretch the panel upward. You want to be in complete control of the panel at all times. You don't want to stop. If you start getting tired, take it out. We're going to wheel this up again, and then I'll put a straight edge on it and show you just from those few passes the crown beginning to grow in the panel. All right. Okay. So this is our bad level. You can see just from those few passes, the crown beginning to grow. About ½ an inch and about ½ an inch there. So like I said earlier, we need about 4 inches of height in the overall shape of the panel. So we've got a long way to go. Okay, let's go. A little tighter. Yeah. Oh, that's better. So we moved on to the second square outward from the center. The first square was about 16 inches across. This one's just over 2 feet. We need to get the crown to grow to about 4 inches in height in the sheet. If you notice, we're doing a bit of a diagonal pattern again. And unfortunately, we're only going to be able to get so far because of the throat. And stop. Undo it. Now, okay, we're going to have to switch end to end now. And again, same diagonal pattern, just continuing it on. Okay, and turn the sheet.
Back.
Yep, just turning the sheet a bit. Last one. That's it. Okay, and now we rest again. We've been wheeling this roof panel for quite a while. It was time to put it up on the buck to see how close we are to the buck. And at first glance, it might look like we're miles away. But when you look closer, you can see it's starting to take shape. That major radius just above the window line in the back here, we're starting to come down just around that, as well as the front. So it is time to start scribing and trimming away that excess material just above the window line, leaving enough material so we can roll it in for the window seal, or window seat, I should say. Same as the back, so we'll trim some of that away. I'll get the quarter panels on the car, and we can take away, let's see here now, right there, that corner. So it'll make the panel a little bit lighter, a few inches less of material on it, and we're gonna start finalizing the shape. Come around to the front to show you the curvature from side to side. Those edges, they will come down. As soon as the crown comes up in the middle, the sides will come down. Okay, we're starting to follow the curve of the window. Top of the roof is still pretty low. That needs to come up, but we're getting closer. And it's looking pretty cool. It's pretty wild how many hours you can have in wheeling a panel, such as a roof like that, to have it come out the way you need it to. All right, we pulled the roof panel off the buck after making a few marks to indicate what we need to trim off. That line there in red, that indicates a side panel that we wheeled up earlier. So that's actually extra material that we no longer need on this panel. However, if we cut it off there and we keep wheeling the center up, that's going to pull in and we're going to be short. So we're adding 2 extra inches on both sides of the panel to accommodate for that extra stretch in the panel for the crown. And the front edge, we've cut away basically what we don't need around here. Now this line indicates the windshield edge plus 2 inches. So we'll have enough here to roll down and over so the windshield is set into that. And the same was done at the back. Okay, so that's the back area. This is the sail panel through here. So again, this is where that top piece comes through, and then the sail panel area joins up in over here. We can just trim that off right through there. The same applies over on this side as well. So by trimming all this off, not only will it lighten the panel up for us to wheel, it kind of refines the shape that we need to wheel. Now that we have a basic shape established, initially when we threw this up there, you saw how flat the whole panel was. Sitting on this horse doesn't look too bad, but when we had it up on the car, you can see how out of shape it still is. Once we cut away this material here next to the blue line, we're basically committing ourselves. So if we wheel this up to get the appropriate crown and we come up short, well, we're gonna have to wheel up a whole new roof panel. So that's why we're leaving plenty of material between the red and the blue line so that we can make our final scribes and creep up to where the final shape is going to be scribed. Okay, so let's get the shear out, cut this off, and get back to wheeling. Letting gravity help us with the stretch of this curvature. Kind of letting the sheet dangle down over the anvil. And the weight of the sheet's actually pushing up, or pushing down on the anvil as the anvil is pushing up, and giving us a bit of stretch. There we go. Down. That's it. Alright, so we've got the roof skin up on the buck, everything's been clamped yet again, and we're preparing to cut away the excess 2 inches on either side of the roof, as well as preparing this front perimeter seat for the windshield. So just as this has been rolled in like this, we have to do the same thing along the front as well as the back. So that's all been scribed. We've scribed to that edge of the roof there, to the side panel, as well as this side panel over here. We will leave a few tabs along the top, just so the roof sits on something and doesn't fall through. We won't have that many clamps holding it. It should stay up on its own, but you want some sort of connection between the 2 panels while you're working it. So I'm not sure how high I can get now. There we go. And that's what the top looks like. So once we cut that, we're committing ourselves. But as you can see, all the reflections are tracking not too bad. This panel right here, right there, jumped up out of place a little bit because I had to relieve a few clamps. There's a little metal finishing we have to do, but that'll be done afterwards, once everything's been welded into place. So let's get this down on the table and start preparing everything. And then we'll get it up there again and start finalizing things.